I'm AJ.
And I'm Connor.
And I have celiac disease.
And I'm his sister.
Who does not have celiac disease? I was first diagnosed with it when I was 6 years old, and I knew that for me it was a good year to 2 years to diagnose it, and back then nobody knew what celiac disease was.
When he was sick, it was pretty bad. We never really understood what it was, and AJ went to so many doctors to figure out what it was, and they all were like, okay, it's the flu, or he's fine, like, don't worry.
I would go out to dinner or lunch and eat something with wheat or gluten in it, and by the end of the day, I'd be very sick, projectile vomiting, dehydration. I didn't look like other kids that were 5 or 6 years old. I was shorter than everybody, had a pot belly, I was losing a lot of my hair. And none of the doctors could tell us what was really wrong.
We would be on like trips, and all of a sudden, like, a helicopter would have to come and pick him up and go to the hospital or something.
So eventually my parents took me to a specialist down at CHOP, and that's when they figured out that I had celiac disease.
It was really hard for him in the beginning because there was no products or anything really out there that he could eat.
My mom famously would give me a potato to go to people's houses so I'd have something to eat that they could cook for me.
I remember the first time we've really found a place, well, in a grocery store where we really found like a section was, I think, in Wegmans.
It was Wegmans up in Scranton.
It was in Scranton, and we found it was like a tiny little section, and we were like, oh my god, now it's huge. But it was funny because it was so small, and then we like literally bought like everything we could just so we could like stack up.
Anytime we went up to go skiing, because the Wegmans was actually right by where we were skiing at the time, when we'd come home, we would literally just take everything off the shelves and just throw it in the cart and go home with it, because they had bagels, they had bread, they had pasta, they had pretzels, and that was, at that time, that was it. When I was leaving 8th grade, I was trying to get stickers or something to show people, like, about celiac disease. I wanted to start spreading the word about it because I knew there were a lot of other people with it, and I decided when I was in 8th grade that I wanted to try to at least attempt to spread the word about it, and we found out about the National Foundation for Celiac Awareness. As soon as I got the sticker, I put it on my helmet, and actually the first time I wore that helmet with the sticker was at Pennsylvania State's, my freshman year in high school. And after State's, I actually transferred up to a school in New Hampshire called Waterville Valley Academy. It was a 5-month ski academy in New Hampshire. And while I was up there, my mom and Miss Bass also spoke about maybe getting me a suit, and that would be kind of cool. And the next season I had a suit.
So what a GS suit is for ski racing, you have to wear like a tight spandex suit so you can go faster, more aerodynamic. So the suit was black, and then it had the logo on like right in like the front. And then on his arms, they had other like name brand logos of food, gluten-free food. People were very interested in it because you don't ever see anything like it, and it was customized.
And the cool thing is, when I would travel around in the suit, people would come up and ask me a lot of questions about it because they had family members that had celiac disease. They wanted to know how they could get into, learn more about it. I'd give pamphlets out to people. I'd always have them in my bag, and it was being an athlete for awareness was a lot of fun for me because I could, tell people, like, you don't need to look at it as like it is a disease. It's something that it just kind of gets in the way, but it doesn't really need to hurt your life.